up yesterday, and he was like, "Kaka, can you help me with this? I got this letter, which I need translation." Okay, and I said, "Yeah, fine. Send it over to me." He said it's an old letter, and at first I thought, just like me, he grew up in outside Kerala. So we didn't learn a lot of Malayalam. I mean, I learned Malayalam from eighth standard. So those who are from India, Malayalam is a language in India, and I didn't really learn it to a degree that I am comfortable with. Okay, and Sanju was the same. He didn't learn it. He didn't learn it either. So when he sent me this letter, I was thinking, perhaps it's a Malayalam letter, and just like me, he's struggling to translate it, and he wants me to translate it via some AI tool. He sends this to me. Now, how many Malayalis in the group? If you're a Malayali, raise your hand or in the chat window. Can you tell me if this letter makes sense to you? Oh, Bismi actually makes sense. You're saying this letter makes sense to you. Let's hear it, Bismi. What is the letter saying? Or were you raising your hand for something else?
I didn't fully read, but I can read the fully because handwriting is not.
Exactly. That was the problem Sanju was facing. And apparently, what Sanju didn't tell me, but told me later on, was that he's taken this with all his uncles, all his cousins. Nobody, and I say uncles because they're of the older generation, right? Nobody could translate this. Nobody could actually read it. For the non-Malayalis in the group, this letter has Malayalam letters in it. Okay, meaning Malayalam alphabets in it. But it has no words, has no sentences, no start, no stop. It's no idea what's going on. So he sent it to me and asked, like, can you get one of your AI tools? He saw my poster, saying that I'm doing this AI session today. So he said, Kaka, can you, use one of your AI magic tools to help translate this? Now, question for you folks. Okay, Suganya, that's something I didn't do, but let's discuss that. So now question for you folks. Do you think I got the translation? In the chat window, just say yes or no with AI. I did use AI, okay? Vasila says yes. Anybody else? I love that enthusiasm. All of you so confident in AI. Excellent. Okay. Cybersecurity at New York University in Abu Dhabi. My day job is keeping the university secure. At night and whenever I get time, I work on AI tools, AI technology, AI governance, not necessarily the technology, but I work on the application of AI into our daily lives. I helped a couple of batches or cohorts of women upskill with AI tools. There were there were two groups of women who were returning to work a after a gap in their career. It's one of my initiatives that my alumni did, and my wife was heavily involved with it. So I got the opportunity to help them, and I realized, wow, there's a lot of opportunities that, especially this target group, that women who are returning to work can benefit from, or sorry, there's a lot of opportunities that women can benefit from. And that's how I did those sessions, and I'm hoping I can share more with you, and hope you like this session. Okay, let's start with that. So I'm going to start with some really good positive numbers. I did a bit of searching here, and nowadays I search with ChatGPT, Google Gemini, and so on. What it told me was like 71%, and these are all referenced, by the way. I checked the cross references. Where is this data coming from? 71% of employers today actually prefer AI skills over past experience. I'm going to repeat that once again. Prefer AI skills over past experience. When you're out of work, what is the thing that worries you? Please put it in the chat window. Let's say you're out of work or you're looking for a new work. What's the one thing that you might be, worried? Skills, okay? Lack of experience, you're thinking, yes, exactly, lack of experience, no experience. And I'm telling you right now, the majority of employers would prefer that you have AI skills over experience. If you think about it, how much AI experience can you have? This thing is only 6 months old. You can't have 10 years of AI experience. Although some job descriptions still, not sure where these HRs learn their job from. They say 10 years of experience with AI, 10 years of experience with this. I think they're just copy pasting normal job description and just put AI in it. Like, AI is just a few years old. Okay, so yeah, thanks, Ima. The majority of people change career actually go to a new role. It might not be what you're trained in or what your past experiences and so on. And here's the best part. The people who have AI skills, know how to use AI at work, had up to a 56% salary boost. Now, that we're all happy with, right? So that's the good news. So just in the chat window, can you guys just give me an indication of where you're joining from today, so I can adjust my content according to your location and your requirements. Okay, so keep chatting. I will look at the chat windows as well. All right, a lot of GCC and India. Okay, Australia as well. Very good. All right. So what are you going to learn today? I'm going to talk about a concept, not a concept, a word called leapfrogging. You must have heard of it, or you may have heard of it. I'll go into the details. We'll talk a bit about AI basics, and we'll do a bit of workshop. And this is why I really wanted you guys to come on a laptop. So if you're not on a laptop, please shift to a laptop as soon as you can, within the next 10 minutes, if you can, please. And that's linked to the practical demos, and we'll have a few Q&A sessions. Okay, all good? You ready to start? Okay, my computer is stuck. No, it's not. So what is AI? I mean, I'm not going to start with AI basics and all that. What is AI to you? How can AI help you? In there's certain points in human history. If you look at human history in its large scale, in millennia, in decades and stuff, there are certain points in time when major shifts happen. The whole world changes. I'm going to give you one example. You must have seen this. There's a picture. I didn't put it on.
You're breaking. Is it just for me?
Yeah, we do have some connection error.
Luqman, we are breaking. We are breaking, sorry.
I should have done it. But there's a picture of the second picture was taken in 1920.
Kaka, you're breaking actually. We can't hear you properly.
Okay, I'm coming back. Can you guys hear me now?
Yes.
All right. So can you, and you can see me, I can see it. I got another screen here to see if it's working. All right. Now, so for those who have seen that picture, on the left-hand side in 1910, for example, I forgot the exact dates, okay? In 1910, That road is full of horse-drawn carriages. What's a horse-drawn carriage? You know, like horses, they're pulling the horse cart, okay? And people ride in that. Understood? I'm guessing, okay. I'm just gonna call a name here. Suganya, can you picture that? Yeah? Give me a thumbs up if you can. All right, good. Now, 13 years later, same location, same angle, there is only one horse-drawn carriage. Everything else is cars, gas-powered cars, like petrol-driven petrol cars. You get the picture? In 13 years, what happened? In that point in time, the mode of transportation completely changed. That point in the history of man in 1910 or whatever that time period was, it was somewhere in the early 1900s. There was one horse for every 3 human beings. Marjan is thinking, she's quite deep in thought. You get the idea, Marjan. Your name's Marjan, right? I see your
Yeah, I can hear you.
okay. Sorry, I seem to be having a bit of problem with my internet. Let me just open the door, make sure the signal is coming. Okay. So I was saying there was one horse for every 3 human beings in that time period. In 13 years, the horses were gone. 100 years later, do you see a horse? I mean, it's what do you say? It's a spectacle to see a horse on the road today. So there are certain points in the history of man when things change completely upside down. You ladies are sitting in one such point in history. It's up to you to ride that wave, to ride that horse right now. You learn the right AI skills, it can take you places. So with that said, let's move on. How can AI help you? I'm just going to start with just add on to what I was saying earlier. In the olden days, there used to be a landline. I don't know how many people, how many of you are old enough to remember a landline. To have a telephone connection, you needed to have a phone which was connected by a wire to a pole outside your home. And from that pole, it goes all the way to a telephone exchange, right? It's a huge building and it's got lots and lots of machines which are connecting all these phone lines together, okay? As you can imagine, that's quite expensive. There's a lot of cable, a lot of metal laid in the ground, a lot of heavy work to be done to connect all of that together, okay? Fast forward to today. Do you need all that? You just need a mobile tower. And that mobile tower connects to another mobile tower, again over wireless. And your phone is on a mobile anyway, no wires. What's the advantage? You can hear each other speak. I mean, what is the landline doing? Same thing. Its purpose is not to have a wire. Its purpose is not to have a unit in your home. Its purpose is to allow people to listen to each other over a distance. That was being done over mobile phone. So what happened was the developed countries, the Western countries, spent a lot of money building this infrastructure. The newer developing countries completely skip that. You don't need landline connection. You don't need to spend so much money on that. You completely leapfrog, you jumped all the way to just a mobile phone. And similarly, I sent a lot of emails over the last 2 days to you ladies. I don't think a lot of you saw that, right? Why? Because all of us are using WhatsApp now. We don't need emails now because we've leapfrogged from emails. What's the purpose of an email? To communicate. And if we can do that, participants asked to start AI companion. So I'm going to start the AI companion as well. Okay. So yeah, so if you can skip all the emails, etc., you go straight to communicating to each other, right? I'm sure all of you are using WhatsApp and voice clips, etc. So now what is the message that I want to give you out from this? You are not lacking experience or skills. You are going to leapfrog everybody who's been stuck with their past experience. Consider you're lucky. You are joining a new workforce. You are coming fresh and nobody has any advantage over you. All right? Okay. So two things I want to showcase here is AI can help you really jump across and get new jobs, get new domain in a new domains that you can work in and so on. Or if you fancy, you can create your own business. There's a lot of opportunities right now to create your own businesses. Only thing stopping you is from your ideas and your initiative. When I started a business like 2-3 years back, I had to invest a lot of capital. I had to get tax people. I had to get marketing people. I had to create videographers. I had to have operational managers, HR managers, etc. The cost is huge. Now, you don't need all of that. You just use AI things to do it, AI tools to do it. Okay. All of you ready for an interactive workshop? Can you ladies please fire up ChatGPT on your laptops, please? Just go to chatgpt.com, bring it up. Okay, I'm going to guess you're ready. Or while you do that, let's just slightly dive into what a prompt is. Now, I did say AI was new, etc. It's only a few months old and so on. In reality, the hype around AI is new. AI has been here for, you signed it and you have deposited it in the bank and so on, right? Okay. So there was an early version of an AI tool which could recognize the signature. This was back in 1995, 99, something. So 20, 30 years back, there was AI tools which could recognize your signature. 10, 15 years back, people were playing video games. I used to play a lot of video games. My son still plays a lot of video games, Fortnite, PUBG. You guys have heard of PUBG and all these video games, right? The enemy that you see who's shooting at you, those are AI characters. They can respond intelligently to the moves you make. They decide whether they want to shoot you or give you food or whatever, give you points or whatever. These are AI tools. So what changed? Somebody in the chat window, tell me what changed. Anybody? The way you interact with that AI tool has changed. Yes, Rasia, spot on, interactive. Exactly. The way you're interacting with, it's completely changed now. You're talking in English to a computer. This field was very old. It's called human computer interaction. How do we interact with a computer? Now just think of it. How do you interact with a computer? Somebody, Majdia or someone else, Majdia, actually, yeah. Bhavana, anybody. These are the names I see on my screen. That's why I picked them up. I'm not picking you guys. Majdia, like, how do we interact with a computer in the normal circumstance?
We give inputs.
Yeah, you give inputs, but with what? Use
By using our
websites, type
fingers.
via keyboard.
Yeah.
Sorry, Majdia?
Yeah, by using our fingers, we type and
Exactly. That's exactly what I'm trying to say. Yes, your keyboard, your fingers, your hand. right? You're moving a mouse, you're using a keyboard, and you're clicking on windows, etc. You're minimizing and you're bringing it up and so on. Whose language are you talking? Your language or the computer's language? Anybody? Machine, our language. Nima?
Our language.
When we are clicking, so what I'm trying to say is, see, when you're clicking a window, when you're removing and changing it, and the way you're communicating to that computer, you're talking in the computer's language, or in the interface, right? Whatever is designed for us in the computer's language. So what changed in the last 6 months? You're talking to very, very powerful computers in English, in Malayalam, in Arabic. You're typing it now, but they even have voice features now. Exactly. You can talk in your own language. You don't need to know computer programming. I did a Bachelor of Technology in Computing, and the first language I learned was called Fortran. I'm not going to bore you with that. It was a very boring language. I did enjoy it, but it's very technical. To get the computer to do something, I had to talk in the computer language. Now, computer talks my language. So previously, I was paid to know the computer's language. Now get this, ladies. You will be paid not for knowing ChatGPT, not for knowing the English language. You will be paid based on the value you can create. Because AI is now the great equalizer. Everybody can talk English. If you have something unique to bring to the world, you can manifest it with ChatGPT and other AI tools, or AI can make it for you. So what is new is that there are these tools that talk our language, and we can do wonderful things with them. A prompt is the way we are talking to that tool. It's just simply your instruction, what you're saying it, okay? Now, imagine any new person you meet, okay? They're a CV writer. You go to the CV writer and say, hey, CV writer, I need to write a CV for myself. I'm an entrepreneur. I have blah, blah, blah experience. That's it. The CV writer will probably ask a few follow-up questions to help frame that, right? Now, AI tools are not smart enough to ask you those questions yet. So what do we need to do? We have to give it the maximum background that you can. Now, how do you do that? This is one way to do it. It's called the CARE prompt framework. There's many different prompt frameworks. I'm not going to explain all of that to you. I'm not going to bore you with that. I just want you to learn one thing that you can use. Whenever you talk to ChatGPT, give it the context. What is your situation? What is your background? Give it a role. What role should it play? What is the request? What specific task do you want it to do? And how do you want your answer to look? It might be confusing. Let me just go into the next slide. This could help. In our previous situation, let's go back to our letter. Okay. I wanted help translating this letter. I could just say, hey, ChatGPT, can you translate this letter? Yes, I could have said that. Does ChatGPT know this is a letter from 1964? I need a bit of interaction here. I'm going to start with the first person on my screen, Bismi. Does ChatGPT know that this is a letter from 1964? If I don't tell it, you can unmute yourself, Bismi.
Yes, maybe no, I think.
Maybe not. Most probably not. Okay, Suganya is next. So Suganya, why is that relevant that this is 1964?
It will guess it. It will find it out.
It may find it out, but why should I tell it that it is 1964?
It's just a prompt to ease the process.
Is the process. Okay, let's park on that. Nazila, do you have anything to add to that?
I feel, 1964, so maybe it can go back and understand what was the linguistic mode that time, how the script was written that time. Based on that, maybe it could be more helpful for us to also understand, because ChatGPT will be deriving this information from a lot of other sources, right? So it can help ChatGPT to understand from where it needs to get this type of script and then translate it for us, probably.
Amazing. Amazing. Correct. I had Bhavana there. Bhavana, so Nazilas and all of them, gave some inputs as to how we want, why we are giving that context, right? Now, she's right. You give it input, tell it it's from 1964, you're giving it the context. That helps ChatGPT put this in place, right? What would you say? What would you further ask ChatGPT to help you with this? Like, I know we need a translation, but how do we want it to act? Does it want to be, should we just say, translate this, or do you think we can help it? I mean, it's on the screen. What do you think? How do you think that statement I put on the screen helps?
Can I just add one more thing? I feel since we know something about this letter, we can maybe inform ChatGPT that this is Malayalam, and maybe there is something more. There is more information which is there with the person who has this letter, so he can give whatever information he has to ChatGPT, so that we get more reliable translation and things like that. I feel whatever information we know, I think we should give ChatGPT, and then let ChatGPT give us what we want, maybe like that.
You're absolutely right. Yes, absolutely right. Just want to give Bhavana a few seconds. Bhavana, is there something you feel this, what I'm asking on the screen? How does it help this scenario?
I think it's pretty clear from the prompt that you've given that we want ChatGPT to act as a language expert or someone who deciphers scripts from the olden times and then decipher the whatever.
Agreed. Why though? Why though? Why would I ask you to do that? I could have just skipped that whole portion, right? I mean, this is your opinion. By the way, there's no right answers here. Just tell me what you feel, why I did that.
So that the search, I mean, it is a little more narrowed and I mean, ChatGPT is you define the role properly, then maybe the result you will get a better result and in a shorter amount of time.
Correct. So not just a short amount of the time, any information you give here will help ChatGPT frame its response to you. So when I say you're an expert librarian, you know multiple languages, you know historical languages, you know this history, and so on, it will research that and find what language this maps to. I think somebody said that earlier. I think Bismi or somebody, I forgot, Suganya maybe, I think, mentioned that. And Nazila, you're absolutely right. You're all right, right? That is why these prompts are so important. Now we're going to quickly, I hope you got understood what a prompt is and this CARE framework. Context, act, result, and expectation. You can see it on the screen. I don't think I need to explain that any further, right? Okay, we're going to quickly go into a small exercise. You guys got your ChatGPT ready, right? We'll take 5 minutes. Oops. Oh, yeah. You know what? Sorry. The next slide is, so we had to answer this question. Did an AI tool translate this? Okay, let's see your answers again. Can you guys give me the yes or no? Hima says yes. Suganya, lots of yes. Okay. Let's find out what I got, right? ChatGPT couldn't translate it, despite that extensive prompt I gave. Claude couldn't, Gemini couldn't, DeepSeek couldn't. Manus actually did translate it. That is English translation. Have a read through it. From the property acquired through the partition of the land mentioned in this deed, which has registered my grandfather's name, I have sold all the trees except for one tree in a room I don't know what that means. From the second plot of land I received, known as Vadakke Adirtigal, maybe Adirtigal Parambu, meaning like border. The border, the northern border. To Poker, son of Makkar Musliya. Okay. And the prices for the trees, and the amount is received, and the witnesses, and so on, and so on, and so on. Amazing, right? In 1964 letter translated. Not most of the tools couldn't do it because it was really difficult, but one tool did manage to get it. All of these are AI tools, by the way. They have different capabilities, as you can just see in front of you. They really do have different capabilities. ChatGPT couldn't, Gemini couldn't, but Manus, I really love Manus. I use it for a lot of research. It's expensive, but it's gives me great value. Okay, let's move on in the interest of time. Are you guys ready for your prompting? Everybody on ChatGPT? All right, quickly. We don't have much time. Let's do this in 2 minutes. Is that okay? Put in your context, in your prompt window, do this. What I want you guys to do is just copy paste. I don't know if you can copy paste from the screen. If not, to type it in quickly if you can, and then show us the result in the chat window. So once I get one result back, we'll move forward. So while you guys are doing that, quick show of hands who enjoyed the letter.
We have to copy paste this prompt.
If you can, Mazdia, I think that was Mazdia, right?
Yes,
if you can, please copy paste, but I don't know if you can copy from Zoom. Otherwise, just type it in. Okay.
What exactly we need to copy?
Say again, sorry.
What exactly we need to copy?
You don't have to copy, but see, I copy pasted the screenshot. Well done, Suganya. So I love that attitude. That, my friends, ladies, is a winning thought process. Don't wait she solved the problem. She took a screenshot of it and put it in. Amazing. So Shahna Mariam say, sorry, to answer the question, if you could just copy what you see on the screen over there and paste it into ChatGPT. Suganya was smart and she copy pasted a screenshot of it. So love that. Shana says passionate, experienced, educated, and she's given the context. Okay, Suganya says former educated. So these are the replies you got from ChatGPT, correct? Okay, show of hands on the webcam if you're all okay with this. You understand how a chat prompt works, right? Now, from now on, always use this prompt framework when you use ChatGPT. Believe me, the results will be very, very different. Okay? I've sent you one email. You can look at it after this class. It's to give you another example on how to work. Okay? Let's keep moving forward. Everybody okay so far? Anybody stuck? Nice. Really good outputs. Okay. Shall I move on? Okay. Now, this is another example. This is more detailed. Can you, ladies, those who took a screenshot, can you take another screenshot, put this in and see what the difference in the output? If you notice, this is more detailed. The context is more detailed. I'm looking at Suganya to see if she'll be quick like last time to do the screenshot. Okay, Bhavana's first. Experienced and passionate educator. So let me see Bhavana's previous one. Oh, Bhavana. What is the previous one, Bhavana? Suganya has passion to get 7 years of high school experience, or now re-entering skilled in XYZ. Bring global experience, adaptability. This is what I wanted to drive home the point. Suganya, highlight, see what it said in your reply. I bring global experience, adaptability, and a renewed energy to contribute meaningfully education. Okay, so just remember those keywords you got. Okay, Suganya, let's see Shahana's. It's clear and well structured based on his refined experience, high school educator. Okay, now re-entry for adaptable, globally minded, and ready to bring renewed energy. Okay. Sumu has okay, where is the result? I didn't get it. Bhavana. So Bhavana, did you give me the previous one? Okay, no worries. Won't spend too much time on it. But what I wanted to show you was when we expanded the prompt, ladies, have a look at these prompts. Okay, the first one, this was the first prompt. We just said, I'm a mom returning to work after 4 years in teaching. In this one, we are saying, I'm based in the UAE. I have worked in Australia. And so the implication is, I think we should have been more clear that we are looking for a job in the UAE. When in this prompt, if you look at the answers, it is using certain keywords. Look at the keywords it's saying. Adaptable, globally minded. It knows you're in the UAE. It knows what recruiters here look for. And it's changed the wording. You get it, Rausia? Now you understand the advantage of using better prompts. If you use the old one and you're redoing your CV or your LinkedIn profile, it might not be that effective. I'm just going to pick on somebody else right now. Looks like I picked anyone. Nima. Nima, can you unmute?
Yeah, sure.
So, do you see the difference between the prompts?
Mm-hmm.
When you said you were in the UAE, you saw the output change?
Yeah, exactly.
What's your opinion? Does that help you when you, let's say, in a job application scenario?
Yeah, obviously, because if we give more input, definitely we'll get a different answer to that, more information regarding that.
Amazing. Amazing. Thank you, Nima. Thank
Yeah.
you, Nima. So what I want all you ladies to take away to tonight, one thing, if you don't forget, is to use this care framework, give as much context as you can. Because if you didn't mention UAE, it wouldn't know to put in those keywords, globally minded, adaptable, because these are the skills that you need in the UAE, right? Okay, so let's move on. Now, I wanted to take you through this exercise, but it looks like we'll be short on time. What say we skip this, or do you guys want to see quickly how Notebook LM works? Instead of making this an exercise, let me show you how Notebook LM works, okay? How many have used Notebook LM? Please, in the chat window, can you say yes or no? Nobody's used Notebook LM. Then this will be a good one. Okay, so let's not skip this. Just going to give you a 2-minute preview of what Notebook LM is, okay? Now, how many here has kids and you have to work with their homeworks and so on? Nobody? Sumu says yes. Okay, seldom. when you have, so did you, oh, okay. Did you guys see how I opened Notebook LM? This is the interface for Notebook LM. Let's create a new notebook. Notebook LM is very useful for learning. Okay. When you open Notebook LM, you get an option to open a lot of sources. Sorry, upload a lot of sources. Okay. What I'm going to do is, in the interest of time, I'm just going to search for teaching material on plants diversity. Okay. Too big. Let's see. Okay. I think it's better. I just show you what I've already done. That is easier. So what I did last time, I did a session on similar session was, I mean, this is applicable to you. Let's forget the teaching for now. And this is applicable in teaching as well, teaching your kids, I mean, not, and perhaps, you know, if you're a teacher as well. Bring up Notebook LM, add a source. Okay. The sources you add are the sources of information that you want to base your work on. Understood? I'm going to solve a problem. How do I find freelancing opportunities in the UAE? This is my option. Okay. This is my problem that I want to solve. What I will do is, what I've done here is, I've done a lot of ChatGPT searches and looked for sources on what do you say, how to find jobs, what are freelancing opportunities, etc. And what I did was I add them over here. So I did add, upload a source, and I would upload a file, or I would upload a link. So for example, I can upload a website or a YouTube video and so on. Then I can ask it a question. What's the best way for a woman to start freelance work in UAE? Now, it will base its answer on the sources you cited. Why is this important? Why is this different from ChatGPT? This could be the same as ChatGPT, right? When you're learning, you're working on a set of research material or a set of approved textbooks that you're already working on. Yes or no? Now, let's say your kid is doing an Indian curriculum or a UK curriculum, and he's got a set of reference websites and reference textbooks, reference notes that he or she has. Okay. What you can do is go to sources. I hope you can see this. Click on add as Google Docs, slides, PDFs. If it's a website, add as a website and so on. And then your kid, your boy, your girl can sit here and ask it questions. In this case, because it's freelancing, we're asking what's the best way to start freelance work here. And then it will tell you what it is. Based on that set of information, you can also create podcast out of this. So if there is learning material that you want to create, let's say it's a biology textbook, you can say create a podcast of that biology textbook. So now it is so much easier to do a learning. Let me see if I have an example here. Yeah, this. So this is an example where I uploaded a YouTube video, and in the chat, what we could do is create a mind map. Oh, this is a good one. So if you come here, you can do an audio overview, or you can do a mind map. In the audio overview, you can have interactive mode, which is a podcast, or single mode, and you can also create mind maps, etc. How many of you have used mind maps? Quick show of hands, please. Okay, No, it doesn't matter. Let's have a look at the mind map it's created. So food and nutrient controls mood. This is this is what the podcast is saying. What does it say? It's a human manpower, science-based tools, and so on. Emotions, biology, and regulation. So your nature of emotions. How is that? Central to life experience, arise from brain and body. And so no agreements on whether it's good or bad emotions. They're all emotions. Biology of chemicals, pathways, etc. Brain to body connection, the vagus nerve, primary pathway formation, and so on. So imagine you're teaching your child and they have a lot of complex biology textbook to go through. You can create a mind map to help them learn. And you can do this yourself as well. Yes, the screen is visible. Okay. Now I know this was a quick, 30-second or 1-minute introduction to Notebook LM. Unfortunately, Notebook LM is a huge topic which requires 2 hours just for itself. So we don't have that much time to go over today, and we have some more slides to take away. So my key message that I want to pass you is there's a lot of opportunities to learn right now. Now, finally, I also want to show you something. Until now, I've been using one tool at a time, correct? ChatGPT, Gemini, or something of that nature. Yep. I want to tell you something about force multipliers. If you can combine these tools, for example, how many have used Google Veo to generate a video? Anybody? I don't think I see any hands. Okay. So there are video generation tools. You know that, right? You have seen AI generated videos. Okay. Now, in the AI generated videos, like we said earlier, the context is quite important, right? And what's the context for a video? I've done an example. Okay. I wanted to create, you remember the Mission Impossible scene where Tom Cruise is hanging off a plane? Have you guys seen that trailer? Show of hands, yes. A lot of people have, I think, right? So Tom Cruise is on a highway and he's hanging off this plane, and the plane takes off and so on. And he does his own stunts, right? And they probably spent a lot of $1 million on that. And you have to pay Tom Cruise millions. And the plane takes off. It's an amazing scene. Now, if you want to create that in AI, how much prompting do you have to do? You have to specify, Bismi, what do you have to specify? Let's say the same scene. Tom Cruise is hanging on a plane. If you want to give it to Google Gemini video generator, what do you need to say in the context?
Yeah, Tom Cruise is hanging on the plane.
Okay.
Like that.
On a plane.
We have to tell.
Okay, Suganya, let me just go around the room. By the way, I'm only calling the people with the videos on because that's all I can see on my screen. If you want to contribute, please just unmute yourself and tell me. So that's one. Bismi started with the context. Sorry, Bismi, go on.
Generate a video on that Tom Cruise is hanging on the plane like that. We have to tell.
Okay, good. Tom Cruise hanging on a plane. So this could be a Cessna white propeller plane, and he could be hanging upside down. You see what I mean? But the scene was what? There's a big C-30. That plane is called a C-130, I think. It's a military transport aircraft. It's going this way. Camera angle is from here, and Tom Cruise is hanging like this. His hair is going like this. Okay. I'm just going to try some of the people without videos. NASA. I'm not sure what your name is. It says NASA here. Can you unmute, please? Okay. Anybody else? Salima? Gina? Fasila, Mridula?
Yes, Gina,
Come on. You guys can't be so shy.
Gina here.
Yes, Gina, go ahead.
Yeah, we can explain like what dress he is wearing, and we can explain how that plane will and how the sky looks if it's in the
Amazing.
morning
That
or evening, or we can clearly explain how it means even we can give the sky colors or in the morning or evening time or night time. Everything we can explain. Accordingly, we'll get the best result.
Amazing. Gina, you're already an expert prompter. Next, I'm going to get you to do the prompts for me. So she is absolutely right. You have to describe in as much detail as possible. Because, you could say Tom Cruise hanging on a plane. And
Breaking, Luqman.
So your voice is
Cessna
breaking.
is a small.
Kaka, you're breaking.
Sorry, can you hear me back now? Okay. Sorry, guys. Ladies, I hope you can hear me now. So anyway, the context, you can hear me now, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So the context determines the quality of the output. Okay. And your context will get better, your prompt will get better as you practice, right? Marjana, am I right? Yeah. Okay, good. So as you get more experience, you get better at prompting, right? Yes or no? Everybody agree? Which person has the most experience with prompts? Put it in the chat window. It's a trick question. Nobody? Well, you can say, a teacher. Okay. I'm asking, who's got the most experience with prompts? A prompt engineer? Shine says no one.
Lawyer?
A lawyer? Yeah, they're pretty good at with language, but who uses the AI tool more often? Yeah, Rashida, you're onto something. So who uses the AI tool the most? Those who use more time, writer, prompt doctor, yeah, content creator regularly. Yes, 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 yes. Like I said, it's a trick question. Which entity or person is working on prompts every second, every millisecond of the day? Which tool?
Programmers? Computer programmers?
More than that, which tool is handling millions and millions of prompts every day?
Is
Shine
it
got it.
another prompt of AI itself?
Exactly. Marzia, Shaheen, everybody now got it.
Yeah, actually,
ChatGPT.
I was writing in the private message. I cannot put it on the public. I don't know why.
Okay. No, I got it. You said it. So well done. Exactly. So if you want the perfect prompt, what do you go? You ask another AI tool because that's its job. It's getting these prompts day in, day out. So who knows better to create a prompt? AI. Ask AI. So here I'm going to give you an example. Okay. You still see my screen? Yes, I think you can see my screen, right? I asked ChatGPT that I want to create a Mission Impossible style scene of Tom Cruise hanging on it, but instead of Tom Cruise, the main character is a cat in a suit. Can you generate the prompt for me? It generated a prompt. My prompt was not that good. I didn't do the care framework. So I said, generate the scene by scene, make it as detailed as possible. So now it's giving me scene by scene breakdown of my movie of Tom Cruise, but the Tom Cruise is a cat. The runway setup, scene 1, scene 2. So now I use ChatGPT to generate the prompt, which I'll put where? over here in Google VO3. See this one here? Okay, I think you cannot hear my sound, right? Let me just see. Why don't you unmute? See if you can hear the sound, okay?
Still, it's not audible.
Okay. Let's ignore that. For now, just do understand that. Unmuted. Yeah, fine. Just realize that the video actually comes with audio in Google. But what did I do? I used the prompts from ChatGPT and put it over here. And this is how Tom is coming. As you can see, it didn't get everything exactly what you wanted, but it's there, right? Did you like the video? Okay. What did I want to show you with that? Instead of using just one tool and thinking that one tool can solve it, use a combination of tools to get 100 times the value. Now, these tools are not entirely free. They're not entirely very cheap either. I mean, it's not too expensive. It's so Google, I think I paid 70 or 80 dirhams. I'm not sure how much was it per year or per month, but something like that. I have a lot of paid tools that I use. I have heard in the past that, oh, it's expensive. You have to pay 30, 40 dirhams per month. Think in terms of the value that it's giving you, not the cost. It only costs $20. All of you here, I'm very sure, pay more for that on ice cream on any weeknight, on any weekend. That too can transform your life, your career. Think in terms of the value that it can deliver for you. Like this, what we just showed, it can multiply the benefit that it gets if you know how to use it in a combination. Okay, so I just want to go back to how you got to look at this. There's nothing stopping you now. Just if you look at that video that we just saw, that was how much did the movie producers spend to create such a scene. That if you looked at that first video, let me just go back to that video. I hope you can see this one. See this first video. This is movie quality, right? It is completely movie quality. Looks like yeah. It looks like a real plane. The animations, the dust kicking up, the sunlight. I think somebody was talking about the camera angles. Everything was amazing. If you had to do it in real life, that's millions of dollars. If you have a small business, you can actually create an ad with these tools, which is movie Hollywood quality. I'm not saying Bollywood. I'm not saying Tollywood. Hollywood quality movies. You can do it in your bedroom. So nothing is stopping you right now. I want to emphasize that point. It's not about tools. It's about what you're thinking and what you want to do with these skills that you're learning. There's a ton of applications you can do: travel planning, appointment management, kitchen assistant. We're not going to all of that. Now, it wasn't me who put kitchen assistant in it. It was ChatGPT. So please don't blame me for that. I did not associate to be in the kitchen and so on. So let's go to the next one. When you go away from tonight, take away one real life example you can do and one problem you can solve. put it through ChatGPT, AI, or other AI tools, Gemini, etc. By the way, all what you saw today, including this presentation, is all AI, including the contents for this presentation. I didn't generate it. I just knew how to tune it. I asked ChatGPT to generate this for me. I kept working on it. So one takeaway I want you to do is, I will send this to your email, is to use the care prompt framework for your LinkedIn and CV. So I'm not going to go into this. You will get it in email. You'll get this whole presentation in an email. So you can, copy paste and work on it and improve on it as you work away. Okay. I also given you instructions on how to do that. But just before we go, shall we go back to the translation? This was the translation. So I asked Manus, remember I told you I like this one, right? On the left-hand side, you can see all the projects I'm working on with Manus. It's an expensive tool, but I believe the value it gives me is much, much more, it's multitude of the values that I pay for it. So I said, I got this Malayalam letter from 1964, very old and written. Can you translate it for me? It wasn't really, my prompt was bad. I was lazy and so on. So it gave me the transcription, I think, transliteration and English translation. Okay. So far, so good. We are happy with the translation? Yeah. Okay. Then, you know what? I thought I better do some more research. I went to ChatGPT, asked it, a few more work on it and so on. And I had mentioned it's from 1964, asked you to do some more in-depth research and so on. It said, this is quite likely referring to one of the following. The dialect could be Arabi Malayalam. This used to be a language spoken among the Malabar Muslims. And that's why, the context is important. You had to say it's from Malabar, you had to say it's Muslims, so that ChatGPT understands what language was probably used. So it's checking, it said Arabi Malayalam, Malayalam in Tamil script, because there was a lot of mix of Malayalam and Tamil. I know my grandfather spoke Tamil and Malayalam mixed, and some of his poems he would sing. He was a good singer. Was a mix of Tamil and Malayalam. So anyway, it does all of that, right? Now look at this. ChatGPT still says I can't translate this. Okay. Does not contain any visible handwrite script, ink, or markings. ChatGPT still is failing. Understood? Okay. ChatGPT failed. But it found a bonus, a sample historic letter from Malabar Muslim context. It did some internet searching and it found an old letter. Okay. So now this is good, right? Yeah. ChatGPT found a letter from 1960 on the internet. Let's see what that letter says. I, Mammaduni, son of Patuma, wife of Moiduaji of Chirail. Did we hear this somewhere else? Let's go back to our translation. What does the translation say? This is a recipient of Mammaduni, son of Patuma, wife of Moiduaji. Manus is telling me this is the translation. ChatGPT is saying, actually, this letter is on the internet. So what happened there? Manus completely made up that translation. It was never true. Manus took some context. 1964, language, Malayalam, Malabar Muslims. Let me search the internet. Oh, here's a letter that looks similar. You know what? I'll just say this is a translation. I just made it up. Completely fooled me for one day until I did more research. What is it that what I want to tell you guys here? These LLMs, these AI machines make mistakes. They hallucinate, they dream of things that are not real. They make up stories. If they don't have an answer, they'll just make up one for you. Your input as human beings and your ingenuity is still very much required. And that's all I had for you today. As I was developing these slides, I thought I really enjoyed doing these slides, and I thought I should continue it. So I'm also planning to create a workshop called AI Power Up. It'll be a lot of hands-on interactive sessions, not like today. This was me doing a lot of talking. I want all of you to do a lot of talking. It's a custom in that workshops, if I'm going to do it. We'll be doing a lot of custom programs, flexible for yourself and so on. What are we going through it? We go through the AI basics and changing our mindset on waiting for tools or jobs and just making things happen for ourselves. That's the first thing we're going to do. We'll explore a few tools. We'll explore how to combine tools for force multiplication, like we showed the ChatGPT plus Gemini. But there's a multitude of other combinations we can do for entrepreneurs, for ladies, busy ladies, marketing, and so on. So we can combine multitude of different tools. A lot, you'll have to explore yourself. How can we help with life, admin, and family, and create an action plan for yourself? Lastly, I'd ask that all of you join the WhatsApp group if you want to continue these conversations. That's it really. I'm going to open up for questions right now. Ask your questions away. I think I took 10 minutes extra. If you're interested in the workshops, I'm planning it as a paid engagement, as a course, a set of workshops to help people achieve a certain objective. It's not going to be a fixed curriculum. It's based on what a certain group of people want. So if, like, say 10 people approach me and 5 want to do a business and 5 want to do something else, we will sit together, work out what do you want to achieve out of these 5 sessions, and create that workshop for that group of 5. And for the other group of 5 who wants to go into a job, we'll find out how to do that. Okay. So that's basically it. You have my number and my email on screen. Reach out to me if you're interested. And now's the time for questions. You can put it in the chat window. You can unmute yourself. Please go ahead. Yes, classes will be online. Yes. Unless you guys want to do it offline, I'm quite happy to do it both ways, by the way. And offline obviously has to be Dubai or Abu Dhabi. We don't know, Fatima. Let us know. I don't know the timings yet. I want to see what the demand is. If you're interested and so on, reach out to me on that email address, and or we'll keep sending you updates and so on. Okay. Any questions? Well, thank you all so much. I really enjoyed the session. I hope you too did. I hope you did too. And until next time, everybody have a good weekend. Thank you.